The Green Bay Packers jumped out to a 10-0 lead and never really looked back. They take down the LA Rams 36-28. Joining me now from Locked On Rams is Sosa Kremenjas. And Sosa, we talked about this on Friday. This was the marquee NFC matchup. The Packers down a lot of key players. They go out and they get an impressive win. I don't know how you can come to any other conclusion other than we just saw the best team in the NFC on Lambeau Field on Sunday.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I don't think it was the Rams. So there's definitely, I think, a gap right now when it comes to the Packers and, whoever is next up in the NFC. It feels like we don't really even have a definitive answer, and good on them. I mean, they really took advantage. They really impressed me. We talked about it even on the crossover last week. This is a team right now that is really banged up. I mean, they have every excuse to go out there and put together a bad game and, blame it on missing some of these Pro Bowlers and all pro players, yet they continue to overcome their injuries and find ways to get it done. So they really look like they're the class of the NFC right now. And I definitely think there's probably a bigger gap than we envisioned between, someone like the Packers and someone like the Rams.
This is also 3 straight losses for the all-in Rams. Matthew Stafford, you came on Locked On Today on Friday, and we talked about this being a referendum of sorts on Matthew Stafford. This is the version of Matthew Stafford that Packers fans certainly saw in Detroit. This has to be a disappointment right now.
It certainly is. I think it's a huge concern because, you go to the earlier part of the schedule, it felt like we started to talk about this guy potentially taking that step into that elite tier of quarterbacks, right? And we probably overuse that word, I guess, when you look back on it now, but seems to be the same guy that he's always been in Detroit. A good, not great player that'll come up, some games will have a really good game and look like he's bordering that elite territory. And then another game where he just kind of looks like a guy that just can't really get out of his own head. And right now, we continue to see the same issues propping up: inconsistencies, inaccuracies, bad passes, bad decision-making, turnovers. 3rd game in a row with a pick 6. I mean, I can't even do it anymore. It's really getting to me now. Very frustrating to watch, very annoying, very tough, but there's a lot of issues for the Rams to solve right now, a lot of question marks, and I think it all really has to start and really ends at the quarterback position. When they can figure out what's wrong there, they can really start to dig into where, they can go about improving this team.
At what point does this fall on the shoulders of Sean McVay? Because this was the guy that he handpicked to come in and be the quarterback. It was, okay, Jared Goff. Jared Goff was the excuse for the shortcomings before. They went out and they spent a 1st-round pick to get Matthew Stafford, and they're still not winning these big games with Sean McVay. What's the disconnect here?
There has to be a lot of heat on him right now, and it feels like there is, to the point where maybe we've never really seen it to this degree in his career up till this point. You look at the team this season, I think they're 6-0 against teams that are under 500 and 1-4 against teams that are above 500. So right now, yeah, they're beating up on teams that aren't going to be playoff contenders, but that's not what the Rams are all in for. They're all in for, competing with the best of the best and being the best team, actually, not just competing. So a lot of issues right now, and it starts with the head man at Sean McVay. Feels like his offense, I mean, this is the play caller. This is the guy that designs the offense. They are struggling more than anyone on the team right now. So a lot of question marks, and I don't really know how they're going to go about solving it, but they got a good opportunity this week, I guess, against Jacksonville. Not exactly the best team in the NFL, but they're in a bad spot right now. It doesn't look like they're going to have a shot to win the NFC West. Let's just call it what it is, 2.5 games back. And it seems like they're the most likely 5th seed. So a team that's really all in, a lot of question marks, not that many weeks left to figure it out. And we're going to learn a lot about this team really, really soon here.